All right, we're going to start right off with the heat map of the S&P 500, and you can see that it's been really a mixed day. Half of big tech seems to be going up a little higher. The other half of big tech is cooling off. Now, on my video that I did this last Friday, I brought to everybody's attention the TNA, which is a 3x leverage position for small cap stocks. Today, I'm going to be diving into small cap picks that I've given on this page. I'm going to be giving some updates. I know a lot of you guys are in some of these plays. I'm going to give you guys some updates as to where I think they're going to go. But right off the bat, I had said going into this week that if TNA held above $36 on Monday and $37 on Tuesday, that it would be off to the races, and TNA has had a beautiful pop, and if you had gotten into call options on Monday morning or Friday, you'd be up alongside me 100% on TNA. Now, we don't know whether that breakout has been confirmed yet, but we definitely have moved above a trend line, and there's a ton of opportunity for it to go higher. I think at the moment, my target is to get a little bit more out of this play. If we can get up to $40 to $41 by the end of the week, that's my current goal for TNA. Guys, this is the Stocks with Josh show. Thank you for joining me today. I'm on vacation, I'm traveling, so it's going to be a little bit hit or miss if I'm making videos. I want to take a quick minute, introduce you to one of my friends out here in Hawaii. It is Moomoo. This is my daughter's dog, Moomoo. I think we're going to give him the nickname today, Stock Moomoo. He fits into the family. He's a cute little guy. And quite, even though he's a small dog, you know how these small dogs are dominant? So he is quite a little rascal, but Momo's a cute guy. That's it for Moomoo. We get him off screen where he can continue to be a little rascal. Okay, guys, thank you for hitting that like for me today. Say hi in the comment section. Let's get right into small caps with Josh. And at the end of the video, I'm going to give you guys an update on Tesla, which is pushing higher, and I'm going to tell you guys where I think it's going. I'm pretty excited about the Tesla play as well. But let's kick things off with TOI. T-O-I. Now, TOI is a play that I gave to the Discord and this channel on 12/15. I called it a buy at $1.26, and I said that it should pop up to $1.63, and that would be the area where I would take profit. Today, we hit $1.65, giving us a 30% move up on TOI from the day that I made that call. 100% accurate play. Now, I'm going to tell you guys that largely, I think that TOI is bearish. I'm not bullish on TOI long term. I just saw the opportunity in the chart for a little pop off of a pullback, and that's exactly what we played. Nice little 30% on a small cap stock can be pretty profitable. It's worth not ignoring. Now, I will tell you guys, for some who like to stay in it longer than me, it has to close above $1.64 today for me to believe that it could hit the next level of resistance above, which is right around $1.90 to $1.92. Now, if it did that, then there would be a much bigger gain. And so, as usual, one of my best recommendations is to pull the stop loss right up beneath $1.60 and let it ride, but just accept the fact that if it kicks you out, that's all you get from it. But TOI has been a huge success. But let me just quickly take a station break for the Moomoo investment app. If you're a new trader and you're trying to get your trading in order, going into 2024, you may need a better trade platform. Check out the offer from the Moomoo investment app. These guys are a zero cost to trade platform available in the US, Australia, and Canada. But the offer is different for each country. So click on the link in the top pinned comment to see the offer that's available for you guys. Now, here in the United States, they're giving away up to 15 free stock. But the best thing that they're offering right now is an APY of 5.1% to just earn you money while your cash sits on the sideline and you save going into 2024. Check out that offer for yourself. All right, let's get into the next one. And I know you guys ask me for these technicals, but we're going to dive into APLD, Applied Digital. Now, this was a call that I gave back in November on 11/29, and I called it a buy between $4.70 and $4.50, and that was an absolute beautiful entry. It had come up off its lows. It had pulled back a little bit, and that was the springboard for the move up. Now, today it hit $7.30, and that was a 62% profit if you've held onto it over just the last 20 days. A nice little small cap gain. I wanted to point out to you guys that $7.15 is very strong resistance for APLD. We got, as a result, an ugly rejection candle today, which is bearish. Now, I had said the last time I covered this as an update in the Discord, I said that I was going to raise my stop loss from $6.30 to $6.40, and that's where I'm at right now. But I do want to point this out to you, that it's actually not completely bearish at this point. It's come up to this spot, and there's still some room for APLD to go higher. I think that that test of $3.50 is probably going to be the low for quite some time. The only question is, how much is it going to pull back before continuing to climb higher? Now, the charts have given me no sell signal. We're still above the 5 SMA on the daily time frame. And in general, if you're above the 5-day moving average on the daily time frame, that means that the trend is clearly in a bullish up move. Now, the issue that we're having is that we are up against resistance at that 715 that I gave you guys. But if we were to continue this trend and move up, we could move all the way to the top of this descending channel, and we could actually hit $8.40. And so if you're inclined to hold APLD and you're inclined to pull your stop loss down and give it a little bit of room to breathe, I think there is a path for APLD to go higher. I do want to tell you guys that overall, even though $8.40 is a local high target that's possible, I think in general, this could continue to move up and sideways with pullbacks here and there and ultimately go as high as $12. So I am bullish in a 12-month window for APLD. All right, let's dive into Sound. Now, Sound is actually one of these small cap stocks that we've been playing, I think, the longest. I originally called this a buy on November 9th at an entry of $1.77. It ran up 30% to $2.35. It did it 2 times, creating a double top, and I took profit. Then I called it a rebuy when it pulled back beneath $2, and I got back in at $1.95, and since then, it's moving up. It's up nicely today. My stop loss is set at $2.12, and as I've been saying on Sound, is that if it stays above $2.14, then the trend is going to continue to be bullish. And right now we're above $2.14, so I would say that the bulls are continuing to push Sound higher. Now, I do need to point out that the chart is giving us some mixed signals. The problem with Sound overall is that we are beneath the 200-day moving average. Now, whenever a stock price is beneath its 200-day moving average, that means that the bears have control of it. And I think we would all agree that Sound has gotten beat up and it's off of its highs, being underneath the 200-day moving average. When you enter into a play like this during that time frame, you're taking a bigger risk. Now, the opportunity is that you could be buying it at its lows. Now, it would have to get back above $3 for it to get back above its 200-day moving average. And so right now, this could be a good entry, but we do need to remember that it is bearish because it's beneath its 200-day moving average. In addition to that, we have, if we take a step back and look at the last 52 weeks, we've made a series of higher lows and we have made a series of higher highs. And right now we're between the middle of the price range, which has largely been $1.50 on the low end and $5 on the high end. I think we're continuing to push higher. And I'm going to tell you guys where I think we're going to go with this, and another area where I'd be interested in taking profits. I think that Sound has a clear trajectory to $2.60. And then I think it could pull back, find support at $2.35, and I think it could even go as high as $2.80 in the coming days. That's what I'm doing with SoundHound. Guys, let me know in the comment section if you've been trading this alongside me and if you've made any money on SoundHound with me. All right, we're going to get into my most current small cap stock, which is one that is even a little bit more controversial because this also, whenever you're dealing with small caps, you're sometimes dealing with mixed signals, bullish and bearish signals, and you kind of have to look at them all very carefully and decide whether you are going to take risk or not. And we decided to take some risk with Wish. Now, let me just tell you a little bit about Wish. They are a leading mobile shopping app that has been under a long downtrend for the last 3 years. This thing hit its high of $30 in January of 2021, and it's been going downhill ever since. According to the majority of analysts who cover Wish, they actually are saying that there is no significant upside to Wish, and a lot of them have called it a hold, but it had previously, some months back, been called a sell, and those sell predictions, those sell calls have been slowly moving to hold. Well, Again, you're taking a risk when you're buying a stock like this, but what I'm seeing is that we're going from sell to hold, and we could at some point turn to buy. And it's extremely overshorted, which could set up for these powerful short squeezes. And that's kind of what we're playing here with Wish. Now, today they came out with some very interesting news, and I want to share it with you, and it's what's caused the stock to pop. It says, Wish further expands its logistics as a service, LAAS arm, with the launch of Wish Post Smart Parcel. Now, I'll just tell you guys what this is. These guys are a global company connecting global suppliers from all around the world with people right there on their phone anywhere in the world. And one of the things that they have improved is getting the product to the end user with a more affordable cost structure and a faster turnaround. That's a pretty big upgrade for a company like this. And as you guys know, that I personally believe that your brick and mortar stores are going to continue to operate under pressure, and that your online stores, the ones that continue to sow and invest into their business like Amazon and possibly Wish, it's a bit early to tell, could be the ones that emerge stronger in the years ahead. So today it's pumping because of this good news up against that short interest causing a squeeze. Now, I called this set up a buy on 12/15 not too long ago, and I told everybody that the buy zone was between $5.50 and $5.20. Right after that, the very next day, it pulled down to $5.27. I also said that it would be a good idea to break up your buy orders over a couple of them so you could get the best average. If you did that, we had a nice opportunity to accumulate between $5.50 and $5.27, and today this thing has shot up 13% from its low all the way to $5.93, and as I'm making this video, it could be climbing. Now, I wanted to talk about it again today because I wanted to remind you guys of what I said yesterday. Whenever we get into a play, if you get above that price, you want to pull your stop loss right above your entry so that you can protect your capital. Now, there is a sizable amount of risk associated with Wish, and so I want you guys to be aware. If you're a buy and hold investor and you don't know how to use a stop loss, this isn't the investment for you. I would go with a safer play like VOO or one of the big tech companies, because this is a high risk stock. The overall trend has been bearish for the last 3 years. We don't know whether it's a turnaround story just yet. All right, so my first target for Wish is $6.50, and if we get that, it'll be a 20% win. For a small cap stock, that's not bad. Now, if we continue to prove that we're moving higher and higher and we keep raising our stop loss, yes, this thing could go as high as $8.50, and that would be a big win. That would be a 60% pop from where we created our entry. I will point out a couple bearish indicators on the chart. As I told you guys, we actually are operating under a sell signal right now. And sometimes with these Lux algo indicators, a sell signal can print, but then the volume could change, and then it'll disappear and it'll be replaced by a little X, and you'll get a buy signal. And so I think we're still in a place where its direction is undecided. That's why I'm asking anybody who's in it to pull up your stop loss, utterly protect your capital. So the resistance that it's up against right now is $6, and I think that if we stay above $5.50, I think it's going to continue to go bullish. Let's keep an eye on Wish. All right, the last stock I want to cover today is one that is a favorite of this channel, and it's Tesla. Tesla's continued to do quite well, and it's been the theme of mine in December to buy the dip on Tesla and to give it the benefit of the doubt. And Tesla is continuing to climb higher and higher. But here's where I think it's going to go. And I'm going to keep my technicals very simple. 1, I am feeling more and more bullish on Tesla. 2, we are up against a historic descending line of resistance that it's touched many times before. The more times that a line of resistance or support is touched over time, the more likely that it'll be broken. I think that we have been away from that line long enough that it's time for it to go up and touch again, which is going to push this all the way up to $270. Now, I think that there is the opportunity for us to push through that line, and this seems to have real resistance at $275. Now, let's pause for a minute. Before we test the historic line of resistance, there is actually another area of resistance between where the stock price is and that 270 that I'm saying we will get to, and that area is $263.40. I expect us to come up and get rejected there and pull back and make another attempt to go higher through to 270, and then at that point we're again going to be up against some rejection. But ultimately, I am again going to consistently buy the dip on Tesla. I don't see any breakdown. I don't see any sell signal. It's looking pretty good to me today, and I think we're going to be testing that higher range. So guys, keep your eye on Tesla. I hope this was all helpful to you. We covered some small cap for people with small accounts, and we covered the big boy Tesla and its continued campaign to push higher. Let me know in the comments section what you guys are in and how you're doing, and if you agree or disagree with these technicals, I'd love to hear from you guys. Thank you for hitting the like. Hit that subscribe if you need the update. And then one more thing about Tesla, guys, I think we are going to hit 315 in 2024, and I think any pullback between now and then is not going to be very significant. Tesla can have some wild swings, but every swing, I'm going to continue to get back in on support for that push up to 315. That's what I'm doing. Peace and blessings to you all. Take care. We'll talk to you soon.